Good morning, students. Welcome back to YouTube channel SchoolQuizz.com. As you know, my name is Danish Agarwal. As we have started for chapter number 2, that is matter around us pure? Is matter around us pure? In which we have started our separation techniques, and we have already discussed our two separation techniques. First one is evaporation, and second one is centrifugation. And in today's video, we will discuss our third separating technique, that is separating funnel. Third separation technique, that is separating funnel. So let's start. That is chapter number 2. Chapter number 2, that is matter around us pure? Is matter around us pure? So we will discuss our technique, that is separating funnel. Separating funnel. So when this technique will be used when we will use two immiscible liquids, when we want to separate our two immiscible liquids. And what are immiscible liquids? Which can't get mixed together, for example, if we take like oil and water. As we know, oil and water don't get mixed. So what happens? Suppose if we take a beaker in which we will add oil plus water. So what will we see? Water remains at the bottom. And oil remains at the top. Like this is our oil part. This is all our water part. This is all is our water part. So they get separate layers. They will get separate layers. So we can separate it out with the help of technique, that is separating funnel. So let's start. First of all, our topic is separating funnel. So we can write it as separation of mixture of two immiscible liquids. Separation of mixture of two immiscible liquids. Separation of mixture of two immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids means which can't get mixed together. So we will draw its diagram. Like this one is our stand. Okay, this one is our stand. We will place our beaker here. Like it is empty. And we will place our separating funnel. It is like that. Like this is our separating funnel. This one is our separating funnel. So in which we will place, suppose this one is our water. This one is all of our water. This one all is our water. And the upper part is full of oil. Like this all is our oil. This one all is our oil. And here stopcock is present. This one is what? This is our stopcock. And this is our beaker. So what will we do? When we will open it, we will open our stopcock as water is there. So as water falls down here at the bottom, falls out the bottom. When all this water gets present at the beaker, we will close our stopcock. And we will place all water. Our all water like in that. And again we will take our empty beaker. And water all gets separate out. And just oil is left. So oil comes at the bottom. And we will again open our stopcock, and all oil comes out in the beaker, So we will able to separate our two mixtures, that is immiscible. First, this one is our water, this one is our oil. It's very simple technique. First of all, two layers will be formed, and we will open our stopcock, and we will continue until all the water gets separate out at the bottom. If all the water gets spread out at the bottom, we will close our stopcock and we will remove all the water through from this beaker, and again we will take the empty beaker and we will again open our stopcock, and the all oil gets separate out at the beaker, and with the help of that we can separate our two immiscible liquids. So we can write it as and separation of mixture of two immiscible liquids. We can write it as, this method is used to separate mixture of two immiscible liquids. So this method is based on the principle that that immiscible liquids separate out in layers depending upon their densities. So we can write its applications here. Two applications are there. Very simple technique. Very simple. First one is, we have taken example of what, that is separation of mixture of oil and water. Separation of mixture of oil and water. Second one is during extraction of iron from its ore. During extraction of iron from its ore. The lighter slag is removed. From the molten ore. So this is all about our today's topic, that is separating funnel, in which is based on the difference in their densities and immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids are those liquids which can't get mixed together, and we will separate out with the help of technique separating funnel, in which we will take like oil and water in separating funnel. First of all, we will open our stopcock and remains it open until all the water gets separate out from the oil, and after all the water has fallen down in the beaker, we will close our stopcock and we will change our beaker and again open the stopcock and we will collect all our oil. So with the help of that, we can separate out our two immiscible liquids. So in our next video, we will discuss our important technique, that is sublimation. So I will give you a hint what are sublime solids which get converted into from solid to gas, in which no liquid phase exists. So I will give you like you have to find some examples of that. From your daily life. For example, if we use incense sticks for you will see that this gets spread out from the solids to gas. No liquid phase exists. For example, if you use like camphor, in which the camphor gets like changed into from solid to gas. So it is very interesting technique. So we will discuss our next video, that is sublimation. So this is all about today's topic, that is separating funnel. So this is all about today's topic. So thank you very much, students. Thank you very much.